giving you the praise for all that you've done. Cause you're still number one. Yeah. Look, I had a dream about a king, no Martin Luther. Now the S on his chest, but he's so super. He washed me clean, loofah. Now for him I am a trooper, no Cooper. He kicked in like a subwoofer and made death tap out like a sharpshooter. Picked a fight with the villain, Lex Luthor. All he come to do is kill Fred Krueger. But even when punches come hard, Zab Judah. In a torture rack of sin, Lex Luger. Thank God for the life that is going through ya. Give him all the praise, hallelujah. Someone might be here tonight. The joy comes in the morning. As soon as I open my eyes, I drop to my knees and say good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. It's like new day, hooray! I'm blessed, ooh yay. But sin, why you all up in my Kool-Aid? Go away, devil, why you trying to see me burn? Souffle, tired of your sinful fiascos, Lupe. Trying to fill my head with your fakeness, toupee. But I stand firm on a rock, Suze. Through Christ every day, I am getting stronger. Now I'm coming out my shell, cowabunga, done feeding my sins, never ending hunger. Now Stevie, but sometimes I sit and wonder how you always in town, man, I'm going under. I just gotta give you praise, hallelujah. Someone might be here tonight. The joy comes in the morning. As soon as I open my eyes, I drop to my knees and say good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Yeah, it might seem like it's about to cave in. It might go from white doves to ravens. It might feel like all hope is fading. Fading, yeah. It might go from high hopes to low downs. Then you go from big praise to no sounds. Just remember that my God knows no bounds. Someone might be here tonight. The joy comes in the morning. As soon as I open my eyes, I drop to my knees and say good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Good morning. Yeah, thank God for a new day, a new day. Sorrow might be here tonight, but joy comes in the morning. As soon as I open my eyes, I drop to my knees and say good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here as we celebrate the 60th anniversary, the Diamond Jubilee of the opening of the Port of Bridgetown, being held here at the Promenade at Q Blue. My name is Belle Holder. I'll be your Master of Ceremony for the morning. I take this opportunity to say a special good morning and welcome to Minister of Maritime Affairs and the Blue Economy, the Honorable Kirk Humphrey. Good morning and welcome to the Permanent Secretary and Ministry of Maritime Affairs, Ms. Sonia Foster. Good morning to the Chairman of the Board of Barbados Port Inc., Mr. Peter Odell. Good morning to the Deputy Chair as well, Mr. Dennis Cadogan, and all members of the Board of Barbados Port Inc. Good morning and welcome to the Managing Director and CEO of Barbados Port Inc., Mr. David Jean-Marie. And also, good morning to all members of the executive management team, all union delegates, and I take this opportunity to also welcome President of the Shipping Association of Barbados, Mr. Arlen Kelman, and the Comptroller of Customs, Mr. Owen Holder. We also say a special welcome to the former CEOs, Mr. Everton Walters, Mr. David Harding, and Mr. Larry Tatum. Specially invited guests, members of our audience who are joining us via live stream as well, members of the media, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you once again. Welcome once again to the 60th anniversary celebrations of the opening of the Port of Bridgetown, which officially began doing business in May of 1961. This year, 2021, marks the Diamond Jubilee. And although it may be diamond in a, not diamond in a literal sense, this celebration and ceremony is certainly about shining a sparkling light on each individual, past, present, and future, who have contributed to the success and development of the port over the last 6 decades and those decades to come. The celebrations began fittingly with a church service, and on Tuesday, an official time capsule containing 10 special items of significance were sealed at the entrance of Q Blue, to be opened in 15 years in May of 2036, which would mark the 75th anniversary of the Port of Bridgetown. This morning, we focus on the rebranding and unveiling of the port's new corporate identity, an exciting time indeed. Without any further ado, please help me welcome with your warm applause the CEO of Barbados Port Inc., Mr. David Jean-Marie.
Minister of Maritime Affairs and the Blue Economy, Honorable Kirk Humphrey, Chairman, Mr. Peter Odell, and other members of the Board of Directors of Barbados Port Inc., Executive Management and staff of BPI, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning. It's such a great pleasure to welcome you today as friends, associates, and partners in progress to witness the unveiling of Barbados Port Inc.'s new corporate identity. Today is an incredibly special day for us at Barbados Port Inc. Exactly 60 years ago, on this day, the Port of Bridgetown's formal dedication ceremony was held. That was 57 days after the new port received its first vessel call, the SS Diplomat, carrying bulk sugar from Bridgetown to the United Kingdom. I must tell you, 6 years later, the last bulk sugar boat left Barbados for the UK, and those iconic towers over there will no longer be in use for that purpose. That's all that will change. Reaching this 60-year milestone is a momentous occasion for any company, and for us it signals a crescendo in our ongoing evolution. With the opening of the Deepwater Harbour in 1961, Port Contractors Barbados Limited, a private company, was established to manage the operations. The port has subsequently seen 2 administrative changes. The Barbados Port Authority was formed in 1979 as a statutory board. That administrative arm of the port was the amalgamation of the government entity known as Port Department and Port Contractors Barbados Limited. At the end of 2003, December 19th to be precise, the Barbados Port Authority was reincorporated and renamed Barbados Port Inc. Today, Barbados Port Inc. is the proud manager of maritime, cruise, and cargo services for Barbados, with an ever-increasing window to the world. I'm certain that one of your most burning questions must be, so why rebrand now? The key objective of this rebranding was to create a corporate identity, a corporate visual identity that differentiates us amongst other ports. We hold steadfastly to our name, but wanted to create an image that better aligns us with our bold new vision of becoming the most innovative green maritime hub in the world by 2030. We felt the occasion of our 60th birthday could not be a more auspicious time to introduce our company's new logo and new strategic direction. At its heart, Barbados Port Inc. is founded on a commitment to serve its people. Our brand exudes confidence, competence, and responsibility, measured by high standards of quality and excellence. Our greatest asset is our reputation. The trust that you have placed in us to deliver on our corporate promises, we guard with great care. As part of our rebrand, therefore, we restate our commitment to our stakeholders in the articulation of 5 core values. We value sustainability. We prioritize the safety and well-being of our people and environment. We value efficiency. We constantly aim to be more efficient and effective in the delivery of all of our services. We value reliability. You can depend on us to keep our promises and follow through on our commitments. We value innovation. We explore new options and improve solutions to exceed expectations in everything we do. And the 5th one, we value teamwork. We work collaboratively towards the achievement of our shared goals. This is our affirmation to our employees, our customers, our partners, principals, and to Barbados. After 60 years in business, Barbados Port Inc. is a very different company in terms of its size, scale of operations, its business model, and capabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, today, a new journey begins for Barbados Port Inc., marked by an iconic new symbol of who we are and what we stand for. Prepare to be inspired, prepare to be excited and inspired. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, CEO. We continue now. We will hear directly from the chairman of Barbados Port Inc., Mr. Peter Odell. Please give him a warm welcome.
Good morning, all. Sorry, I had a little bit of a rough morning this morning, but anyhow, protocols haven't been established. I just want to welcome everybody here this morning to the rebranding session that we're having now. Honourable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to you all. I'm so happy that you could join us today for the official unveiling of Barbados Port Inc.'s new corporate identity. For us, this rebrand is symbolic of our future endeavours and the increasing elevation of the Port of Bridgetown within Barbados's economic development agenda. The new brand better aligns with our vision, better complements our business strategy, and better communicates our strategic intent. Moving with the times is important. People evolve, and so do businesses. Within the last 2 years, significant groundwork has been laid out to support our future growth and development. We completed a new master plan which serves as the blueprint for port infrastructural expansion over the period 2020 to 2030. In a few weeks, we will complete our 5-year business plan in line with our fiduciary requirements, which will define how key elements of the master plan will be implemented. We have revolutionized process efficiencies with the implementation of Lean Six Sigma methodologies, and we expect to conclude all requirements for the ISO 9001 Quality Management Systems certification by September of this year. We adopted a new environmental, social, and management system to guide future infrastructural projects and to minimize negative impacts on social and natural ecosystems. We made remarkable strides towards becoming a green port with investments in photovoltaics as an alternative power source and a new waste-to-energy facility. The deployment of new hybrid electric diesel equipment in our cargo equipment fleet. We being the first port in the Caribbean to make these acquisitions will lend to a significant reduction in our carbon footprint. Last year, we completed and moved into our new administration offices here at Q Blue, And I believe that we have to maybe look at the naming of that at some time towards the end of these celebrations. As part of the facility upgrades, and at the same time move substantially closer to paperless operations with the implementation of an online payment platform, electronic systems for port access management, cargo delivery, and collection. Whilst I'm on that note about collection, I only yesterday had a word with the minister, and I had a word with our CEO and Mr. Ken Atherley, because I know there has been a situation developing recently where a number of Barbadians are complaining about the fact that they're not able to, that their cargo, their barrels have been tampered with. Whilst we know and we are pellucidly clear that that is not what is happening because of the port, as I said to my CEO last night, this morning, what we need to do is to set up a system that is totally transparent, which I have given the minister an undertaking that we are going to do, so that anybody who comes to collect their barrels, whatever it is, they will see that there's no way that anybody within the port could have tampered with it. But what that does not necessarily mean is that people are going to be allowed to come back into the port, because I think that that is possibly part of the challenge that we are facing. So I just want to make that pellucidly clear. That's one of my favorite words, by the way. It means abundantly clear that that is not going to happen. Our newly drafted customer service charter is soon to be launched. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you would agree that Barbados Port Inc. is on a fast track to a future which just a short while ago we could only have imagined. Our objective is to generate sustainable value for our stakeholders through a relentless focus on satisfying the needs of our customers, and a proactive but disciplined approach to investing in the most profitable growth opportunities. Out of our depressed economic circumstances, Barbados Port Inc. is poised to take on a leading role in the transformation of the local landscape. This will be achieved in part through our resilience, as proven by our strong track record of delivering against the odds. It also rests heavily on having the right culture and right people in place. We are focused on developing talent through the creation of an environment where responsibilities and accountabilities are clearly defined, where people are challenged and performance rewarded. We will continue our efforts to embed a high-performance culture across the company. Refreshing our corporate brand is yet another tier in our strategy to support our future growth. And I must tell you, when we were, as a board, this presentation was made to the board to look at the corporate strategy. I wouldn't repeat what I actually said, but suffice it to say, I took one look at the options that were given, and without even having to think about it, I knew that the one that eventually was, I asked the board to let me speak last because I didn't want to say anything to influence anybody, and I can honestly say that the minute I saw it, I knew without a shadow of a doubt was the one that I wanted to go on. Fortunately, the board agreed, and we went that way. We recognize, however, that a lot more is required beyond a revamped logo. Our future success demands a vision that inspires customers, investors, and stakeholders to see the company in a new light. As chairman, I am proud to be associated with a brand that is Barbados Port Inc. As a professional, I see a new leading company in this brand. As an investor, I see untold opportunities in this brand. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to come see the possibilities. I thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. This is certainly a very exciting time for the Port of Bridgetown, with a number of new projects on stream, and of course, counting today's new corporate ID unveiling. And so I take this opportunity to welcome Minister Humphrey, who will actually officially reveal the brand new corporate identity of Barbados Port Inc.
Good morning, all. So they gave me a very simple job so that I wouldn't mess it up. I just have to press. Um, uh, Thank you, Chairman, and thanks to the directors of the board for being here, CEO, Permanent Secretary, Mr. Bailey, members of the media, representatives of the Workers' Union, staff. Good to see you again. I hope you clarify that situation for me. Thank you. All the persons who work within and who work with the port. Very quickly, I just have a simple rule, and but before I begin, Chair, I want to thank you for your words as well, and for your commitment to do the right thing in the port. I am often, life has a way of working out. I think your job as chairman so far has just been so excellent to be able to take forward so many of these things, so thank you. Minister Cummings isn't here, but I'm sure she would have loved to be here, considering the amount of work that she put into this process when she was chair as well, and the way she led that part of the process also. I think about change. People feel change is about what you give up. Change essentially is a process about what you choose to keep. And invariably, why people get so nervous about change is because they imagine this big radical transformation. Most of the time it's not so. The reality is that humans and chimpanzees share about 98.8% of the same DNA. We are essentially the same, but a very minor part of what we have chosen to give up. And I think the question that I was asking myself as you spoke, Chair, is this is not about making real change, like in the Barbadian context, making a lot of changes. This essentially is about making change real, so that the few things that we do decide to change must make a significant difference. It's not only necessarily about a brand or a logo, it is that it has to be a real change in the lives of people and in the way the port performs, the speed with which we deliver goods. Ken, you know that I'm always asking, how long does it take for us to get a container out? We've taken it down. I think at one point we were averaging 11 days or something, and then we're moving to 5 and 6. I hope to get it down to 3 to be able to move goods through the port. I'm hopeful that we could make change real for the lives of the people who operate either in the careenage or the shallow draft. I think we can make change real for the staff so that they feel much more involved in the processes in the port. Make change real for the people who carry persons to and from in the port, who operate the taxis as well, who are very much important in the way we do things. I just feel it has to be real. And therefore, the rebranding exercise is part of the process, but giving people a sense that something real has occurred is also equally important. And it's in that context that I'm very pleased to be here this morning to do my very difficult job and to ask you all to appreciate that the Port of Bridgetown has really been in the process of trying to make this change real in the lives of people so that you could feel it, so that our processes are faster, our processes are smoother. Our leadership model, Chair, as you bring, is efficient, effective, clear. We live in an age in which people want certainty. And people want to be able to make decisions knowing that if they make a decision today, that decision holds true tomorrow, the day after, and so on. We can no longer be as ad hoc as we were. We have to be flexible, but we also have to be certain. I think is the balance that we have to strike. So that 1.2%, the difference between the chimpanzee and the humans, that makes all the difference. How we manipulate our genes, how we use our skills, how we use our resources, that is what is going to be different. So I think in looking at the minor changes, how we apply it, Chair, how we use it, how we utilize it, so that people feel a greater sense of the port's presence and the port's transformation and the port's relationship with existing customers but new customers, existing territories but new territories. I think that is what's going to make the remarkable difference over time. So I just want to thank you for being here. This is exciting. I must tell you, I haven't seen it. So I hope you and I agree. But I hope you're as overwhelmed and as appreciative as I am in the next few minutes. I said I couldn't mess it up, but. Okay.
When you think of Barbados Port Inc., what do you see? Containers? Big brown boxes with duct tape? Large ships? Well, behind every container or big brown box, behind every vessel, whether cargo ship or cruise liner, are great expectations. Ours is a business of delivery on hopes, dreams, and big smiles. So we strive to meet the changing needs of our team, our customers, Barbados and beyond, every day. By evolving, by doing things today better than we did them yesterday, with a focus on achieving our vision. As such, we created a new logo to reflect who we are and what we stand for, a future-focused and forward-thinking organization. Barbados Port Inc. Welcome to a sea of possibilities. Ladies and gentlemen, once more. It's hard to not like something when you have confetti involved. And as a matter of fact, the flag will also be changing out. They're changing out the old corporate flag and replacing it with the new one, showcasing the brand new logo. And if I could get the logo on screen once again, so we can give everyone a detailed description of what went into the design, please. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, the new logo for the Port of Bridgetown is a bold new symbol of who we are and what we stand for. It is inspired by oceanic crossings, by nature, and the maritime environment. The port's new logo features the stylized hull of a ship with all ribs of the frame pointing upwards. This illustrates the outward wake lines of the ship through its voyage, as well as a focus on being progressive and innovative. The design balances an organic form depicted as a sea fan or similar coral structure, while the color palette speaks to the marine environment and denotes the green goals of the Port of Bridgetown. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the new corporate identity of the Barbados Port Inc. Minister, are you happy? Yeah. I take this opportunity now to welcome the Manager of Business Development and Corporate Communications, Ms. Jane Broom, to deliver the vote of thanks. Please give her a warm welcome.
Good morning. Honorable Kirk Humphrey, Minister of Maritime Affairs and the Blue Economy, Chairman of Barbados Port Inc., other members of the Board of Directors, CEO, management, and staff of Barbados Port Inc., specially invited guests, good morning. Approximately 2 years ago, we started a conversation about rebranding as we penned the final details of our 5-year strategic plan. The new brand was to be unveiled on May 6, 2021, the exact date of our 60th anniversary. It seemed at the time a daunting task to yours truly. But here we are this morning, celebrating the climax of the long, hard hours that were put into the crafting of Barbados Port Inc.'s new visual identity. It was in no way a single-handed effort. Allow me, therefore, to extend thanks on behalf of Barbados Port Inc. to all those persons who assisted in the reimagining of our corporate identity. Minister Humphrey, it is always a pleasure to have you with us, and it was such a delight that you were here with us this morning to cascade the new iconic symbol of who Barbados Sport is for all to see. Your actions signal the official end of an era and the start of another, and we thank you for leading this evolution. A special thank you to our chairman, Mr. Peter Odell, on the sentiments you expressed, and thank you for believing in the BPI brand. To our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. David Jean-Marie, thank you for your visioning in guiding the rebrand process, defining our core values, and reassuring our stakeholders of our brand promise. Over the last few months, we would have worked with a group of people who poured their hearts into creating a new image that would actually depict who we are at our core. Special thanks to the team of amazingly talented individuals at G&A Communications, Inc., led by Chief Brand Strategist, Mr. Devin Griffith, and represented here this morning by Senior Account Executive, Ms. Latoya Louison. In the same vein, sincere appreciation goes out to Team Barbados Sport, Inc., those of you who sat with us in the focus groups, responded to our questionnaires, shared your thoughts, and offered invaluable feedback on how our new logo should align with our strategic direction, and I thank you. As we approach the conclusion of today's formalities, we extend a special thank you to our Master of Ceremonies, Mrs. Bell Holder, for the fantastic job she always does. Thank you also to our production team of Field Tech Staging Solutions and AccuSounds on their professional delivery today. And finally, to you, our guests, joining us here and online via YouTube and Facebook, we thank you for your support. Even though you will notice changes in our branding, in our signage, and in our promotions, rest assured that we are excited to continue to work with you as closely as ever. Thank you for your attention and have a great day.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here this morning. And again, this was an opportunity to unveil the rebranding of Barbados Port, Inc., with the slogan also, "Welcome to a Sea of Possibilities." And as the minister spoke to and others spoke to here this morning, you know, it's really more than just a pretty symbol. It's about the actions and the commitment that will follow to make Barbados Port, Inc. exactly what it will be and what it is an excellent place with which to do business. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being here this morning to witness this momentous occasion. My name is Belle Holder. We invite you to go to the terrace for refreshments as well. Thank you so much. Have a safe and wonderful day ahead.